Welcome to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I'm Jessica.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Sherri.
And today we've got another roundup for you, and we are talking all about our favorite wedding movies.
Yay, I love a good wedding movie.
Yeah.
Yes, love
Me
it.
too. So we each picked 2 wedding movies, and we're going to talk about why we love them and also share our own individual opinions because, as we've heard in other episodes, sometimes the ones that other people love, you hate. That's okay. So, Danny, please tell us about your first movie.
Okay, my first movie is called When Love Springs. It came out through Hallmark last year in 2023. This one is about a junior PR professional. She arrives at a quaint bed and breakfast for her parents' vow renewals and runs into a former flame who broke her heart. Panicked and afraid of humiliation, she pretends the bed and breakfast owner is her new boyfriend. So that little synopsis came from IMDb. Thank you very much. This movie is just so cute. It's another spin on the classic, like pretend to be my boyfriend, pretend to be my fiance kind of story. And it was just really a sweet movie. I thought that the characters had great chemistry. I loved the dresses that were worn throughout the movie. The main character, Rory, is played by Rhiannon Fish. And you might know her from A Picture of Her or A Prince in Paradise and several other movies. And opposite her is Noah, the inn owner, and he is played by James O'Halloran. And they just had fantastic chemistry. They were really sweet together, but also really funny. There's this scene where Noah, the inn owner, is in the office and he's got his headphones on so he doesn't realize anyone's around, and he's a terrible dancer, but he's dancing around in the office and she walks in and sees it, and it's just like this great comedic moment. It's so funny. And just like their banter back and forth and how their relationship develops, it's very sweet. And I just loved how this one was kind of a different from the typical wedding movies we see because it was her parents' vow renewal, which I thought was just really sweet. And you could tell that her parents were still very much in love. And I just really loved that celebration of their successful marriage. So this one is definitely a favorite. I've seen it multiple times and I will continue to watch it again and again. What were your guys' thoughts on this one?
Like, who's talking? I don't know. So this was not my favorite movie, actually.
No.
There were moments that were great. I loved that they put her in the full Pretty Woman outfit with the brown polka dot dress and the hat. I'm like, that's Julia Roberts. She must like Pretty Woman. I loved that. I really liked the actress and the main actor. I think what really tipped it off for me right from the start was when she walked into this hotel or inn and was like, "Oh, you guys got the message that we're doing my parents' vow renewal, right?" And I was like, "What? You're a publicist and that's all you've done for your parents' vow renewal is just like had them write down a note?" And it just was very weird to me. I'm like, "What? You didn't plan this?" Although I did like the interaction of him saying, "Okay, I'll charge you $50 for 10 chairs." Like he doesn't know if that's okay. "Would you have paid more if I asked more?" She's like, "Yes."
Yes, I loved that.
So there were definitely funny moments, but overall, it just didn't hit the mark for me.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's funny that you mentioned the Picture of Her because I watched that movie too. That is the creepiest movie I've ever seen on Hallmark.
I have never seen it. I'd never even heard of it, but I remember you mentioning the other day how creepy it was. And then I saw it on her IMDb and I was like, oh, okay.
She's great in it. She's like I really, really like her. And I would like to see, I think she's in For Love and Honey? Or is that somebody else?
I think that might be someone else.
Okay, maybe they just look similar. But I think she's a relatively newer actress to Hallmark, but I think she's done a few movies with them. But picture of her, yeah, just watch it. It's very weird. The whole premise is around this guy basically like following her around, taking pictures of her, and it's just creepy. I don't like it.
Stalker movie.
That's strange.
I don't
That is
like
strange.
it. And then they fall in love. So, okay.
What was that? There was that one movie with Robin Williams, and he was like a stalker photographer.
Oh, yeah. I forget what that was called, but
I can't remember, but it's giving those vibes.
yeah. Yeah. Mom, what did you think?
Well, I will say that this one did not land for me.
You guys are killing me.
Okay, let me back up. In the beginning, I felt like the dialogue was forced. I felt like they were waiting, taking turns to say their next line. It just felt stiff to me. It got better, so I did appreciate that. The weird mosaic split screen things that they were doing, did you notice that? Where they'd go from scene to scene and they would like cut the screen in a triangle, and here's some ducks up here, and here they're walking over here. That was very distracting to me. And it's just, he's trying to turn around this business. And so what does he need? A new logo. That's going to do a logo and a coffee cart with a chalkboard. And that's going to turn his business around. There was one point, and I was going to make note of when this scene came up, but where Noah looks directly in the camera and smiles, and he just holds it for like 3 seconds. I'm like, who is he looking at? It's like
He's looking at me.
He's looking into my
It's the
soul.
Office. He's like,
that would be a good Hallmark movie. They should do one like that.
They should.
A mockumentary. That'd be funny. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And then the one part that cracked me up is their relationship was developing. It was getting sweet. And I did like the interaction towards the end of the film. But they're walking down to pick some flowers for the vow renewal. And they walk past this beautiful waterfall. And he goes, "We call that the falls." What? You call the waterfall the falls? I could not stop laughing. It's not supposed to be comedic, but again, the interactions did start to get more natural towards the end. I wanted to see them explore the mom and dad's relationship more, because I thought they were very sweet together. And this whole vow renewal, the mom's vows at the end were so sweet, and I would have liked to see their relationship a little bit more. So, yeah, not my favorite though. I probably would not watch this one again. Sorry, Danny. I know you love it.
It's fine. I'll just have to watch it for the both of
There you go.
over and over again. All right. Well, now that you guys have torn me down.
Yeah, for the roundup episodes, I'm kind of giving them a like, love, or meh. And I'd give that one a meh.
Oh.
Sorry.
You guys are horrible. Horrible people.
Well, for my first wedding pick, I chose Hallmark's Love's Greek to Me. It came out June 12th, 2023, starring Tori DeVito and Yanni Simiselis, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. It was filmed in Santorini, Greece. So this one, Ilana travels to the picturesque island of Santorini with her Greek boyfriend, Mike, which I found funny that his name was Mike, but his family is very Greek. I expected him to have a name like Yanni or something, but
have a Greek name.
To attend her sister's wedding. The idyllic setting and warm welcome from Mike's family create a romantic atmosphere, leading Mike to spontaneously propose to Ilana at the same lighthouse where his father had proposed years ago. However, the engagement sets off a whirlwind of activity from Mike's well-meaning but overbearing mother, Athena. That's a common theme. She immediately starts planning a traditional Greek wedding for the couple, overwhelming Ilana with her enthusiasm and disregard for the couple's own preferences. As the wedding preparations intensify, Ilana feels increasingly uneasy about the future, and she begins to question her compatibility with Mike, wonders if their differing views on marriage and cultural traditions are insurmountable obstacles to their happiness. So I will start off by saying I loved this movie. The landscape of Santorini was absolutely gorgeous. The water, the Caldera Sea, The wardrobe, again, beautiful. The mom, Athena, I loved her. She was very pushy and everything she wanted to do to insert herself into the wedding planning, it was because it's tradition and that's how she was trying to sell it. Tori DeVito is one of my favorite Hallmark actresses. It took place, like I said, in Santorini, Greece, but there was the Canavis Ige Suites, and that's a real place, and that's where they were staying. It's a real luxury 5-star resort in Santorini. Gorgeous suites with plunge pools overlooking the Caldera Sea. $5,800 to $15,000 per night.
Oh my
So
word.
when we say luxury, it's very luxurious. And then you can rent villas, which are like $30,000 a night. So this is a fancy schmancy place. But yeah, I love this movie. I thought it was very charming, and I would definitely watch it again. What are your thoughts?
I didn't finish this one. I started it. I was folding laundry yesterday. This is my common theme. I watch Hallmark while I fold laundry. And I started it, and I really enjoyed what I watched of it. It felt very Mamma Mia.
Yes.
The main character, Ilana, even says that as they're heading to Greece. She's like, so we're basically heading into Mamma Mia. Like, I thought that was cute because when they got there, it did feel very much that way. And I loved the proposal, how it was early on. And instead of, typically it's like, if there's going to be a proposal in the movie, it's like, it builds up to it. But this happened very early on. And I was excited to see Tori DeVito. I remember her as Spencer Hastings' big sister on Pretty Little Liars.
That's right. I kept thinking, where have I seen her before? Yes.
Yeah. She was Melissa. So, I really enjoyed what I watched so far, but that was after the proposal. That's as far as I got. And then I got distracted with, mom things. So I didn't get to finish it, but I would like to. I did enjoy what I saw.
Yeah. Abby and I watched this one when she came and spent the night, Danielle's daughter, Abby. And we both really enjoyed it. The one thing that I will say, Mike, the fiance, he kind of lets his mom run the show and make the decisions and doesn't really back up his fiance, Ilana, right away, which bothered me because I'm like, come on, stand up for your woman. But other than that, I thought it was really enjoyable. What about you, Jess? What do you think?
I have not seen this one yet, so I need to watch it. But I didn't even know that Tori DeVito did Hallmark movies, I don't think. I don't know that I've seen another one with her in it. Yeah. So I really like her. I think she plays a doctor in some TV show that I've seen.
Chicago Med.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. But I love anything in Greece is just gorgeous.
Romance.
And
it's another one of those that makes you want to get on a plane and go.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So this is definitely one I will put on my list to watch for sure. Okay. So my first one, I'm scared to talk about because I have a feeling that I know how you guys are going to feel about it, but I love it. So that's okay. So my first movie is The Wedding March. That is a Hallmark movie as well. It was released in 2016 and it stars Josie Bissett and Jack Wagner. And they worked together quite a lot. And weren't they on Melrose Place together?
They were.
Okay. And they just have great chemistry. I think they're fun. I think it's cool that they recognize that they work well together and then they just keep doing it over and over again. Because they're on One Calls the Heart together as well. So after 2 decades apart, college sweethearts Olivia and Mick are reunited when Mick is booked as the singer at Olivia's wedding to another man. This movie was filmed in Vancouver, BC, and the inn scenes were filmed at Rowena's Inn on the River, which is located within a Sandpiper resort. And I want to stay here. It is so beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, like right on the water, just stunning. So going to add that to our list for Vancouver. Okay. Even if we don't stay there, we could probably just go walk around to take pictures.
Go ride bikes.
Yes. So I love this film because I love seeing the exploration of a relationship between a couple that's already been married, they have kids, and they have a history, but they're ready to recommit to this new relationship because their others are no longer in existence. I also love it because of the setting. And any movies that have music, even if it's cheesy, I'm into it. Like it's great. I love it. And especially I appreciate it when you can tell the person is actually singing. It's not a dubbed over of somebody else's voice. They're actually playing the guitar. And so, yeah, this movie just made me happy. The only thing that doesn't make me happy about this movie is the god awful wig that they made Josie Bissett wear.
What was up with that? And it kept sliding back on her head so you could see the rest of her hair. I did a deep dive trying to figure out why. Did she have super short hair?
She had a short haircut.
And they didn't want that for the film?
She had a short haircut, so they put her in a wig. But I'm like...
She looks adorable with short hair.
There are so many good wigs out there. Mm-hmm. Like, you want to put her in a wig, fine. Give her a good one, not a mop on her head. And not only did they put her in a horrible wig, but they put it in a ponytail for like almost the whole movie.
Yes.
Like, you're making it worse. You are making it worse.
It's distracting.
Take the ponytail out. It was so bad.
Well,
so
this film has 6 movies, or this series has 6 movies. Mm-hmm. And she has short hair in at least one of them. So they gave up and they were like, it's fine. And
probably because they got so much pushback from people being like, take that horrible wig off this beautiful woman's head.
Yeah, it was so weird. And the only thing I could find is that people were speculating they were trying to make her look younger. But 1, why? They don't need to. No. And 2, it didn't do that.
No.
A terrible looking wig doesn't make anybody look better.
No. Not at all. I actually did enjoy this movie. I just was so distracted by the wig, which is so frustrating because I really loved the storyline. I loved it was very different from the typical story. You know, I loved how in the beginning it showed them when they were younger and then it flashed forward to the future. And I actually felt like the actor and the actress that played their younger selves really did look like them. I loved how they had great chemistry. And I loved how her daughter and his daughter both immediately, became friends and they started kind of working together to try to get their parents together. And it was very, very sibling-like behavior. And I was like, they're acting like sisters already. They have to end up together because I just thought that was really sweet. The other thing that I actually really liked was that the guy that Olivia was engaged to, he wasn't a jerk. Mm-hmm. And I feel like usually in these movies when it's like, you're engaged or dating someone and then there's someone better for you, they always portray the guy they're currently with as a horrible guy, just like sleazebag, mean, doesn't pay any attention. And he was busy. He was a workaholic, but it seemed like she kind of was too. Mm-hmm. And that had worked for them. And so he seemed like he genuinely was a nice guy and they probably would have been happy together, I think, but he just wasn't right for her. And so I really liked that they didn't have to make him a sleazeball in order to show the viewers that this other guy was a better option for her.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jess, you don't have to be scared. I enjoyed this one too. I've seen this one a couple of times.
I was scared that you guys would not like this one.
The wig aside, I just echo everything that Danny said, that her fiance, I can't remember what his name was now, Josh, I think. He wasn't a jerk. He was very much career driven and that's how they connected. And they worked really well together as a team of coworkers, but they lacked that romantic kind of love. And the 2 daughters trying to get them together, it was very sweet because they recognized right away that there's a connection there. There's love that's never really completely been put to rest. And so I love that they wanted to get involved. There was one funny part when they're doing the rehearsal and Josh is on a phone call. And so Liv has to walk down with the other guy. I want to call him Jack because that's his real name, but Mick. It shows her walking down the aisle and she's schlumping down the aisle like, the Queen of Genovia is imitating Mia Thermopolis. You're seeing that she's in her head. She doesn't want to be there. She knows where her path is taking her. And I thought it was really sweet. And I have not seen the sequels, but I would love to see the rest of the movies now. And Josie Bissett and Jack Wagner are really good friends in real life. I looked up an interview with her and she said he's one of the funniest people she's ever met and he keeps her laughing the whole time, which I think that's reflected in their performance together. They're really sweet together. And she lives here in Washington. She lives outside of Snoqualmie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I would give that a thumbs up. I like that one.
Well, I'm glad you guys liked this movie. And I've seen the first 3. I haven't seen the last 3, but they were, I felt like they were equally as good. They were really cute. Okay. Danny, what was your second movie?
Okay, my second movie was The Professional Bridesmaid, also a 2023 Hallmark movie. I'll give you a IMDb summary. When a professional bridesmaid books a high-profile wedding, she must keep her true identity a secret, not only from the wedding party, but also from the handsome reporter covering the event. So she has a business where she's a professional bridesmaid. You can hire her to be a bridesmaid in your wedding party. And her job is bridal support. She handles all of the behind the scenes issues, any little thing that could come up if there's a problem with the mother-in-law, if there's tension between the bridesmaids, if there's an argument over the dresses, whatever it may be, she handles it so the bride doesn't have to, which I thought was a really cute idea, because usually it's like the wedding planner is the one that's handling these things, right? But the wedding planner has the wedding to plan. And so having a bridesmaid that's specifically there secretly just for bridal support and pretends to be a friend, I thought it was really cute. This one stars Hunter King. She plays Maggie Bailey. She is the sister of Joey King, who is also in several movies. She's most recently in A Family Affair with Zac Efron. But Hunter King is in The Santa Summit. She's also in 2 Scoops of Italy, which we'll be covering in a couple of weeks. And I just think she's just so stinking adorable. And then Chandler Massey plays Henry Whittington, who is the reporter who is reporting on this high-profile wedding. He's in Days of Our Lives and several other made-for-TV movies like Mystic Christmas. And then I also was excited to see Lillian Doucette Roche. She plays Chloe, who is the maid of honor. And I recognized her from A Cinderella Story, A Christmas Wish. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but it's like the Christmas version of A Cinderella Story. She plays Joy, one of the like evil stepsister kind of roles. And it's really cheesy, but it's really cute. So anyway, I just really enjoyed this movie. I watched it again actually last night, and I loved it. I thought that she was believable in her role. I thought it was a creative storyline. And I really liked her and the reporter's relationship and how it kind of evolved throughout the movie. So yeah, it's a cute one. I really liked it.
I agree. Yeah, I loved this movie. I thought it was super cute. I loved the whole cast. I thought that, like you said, it was a fun idea to have that extra support for the bride. It would be hard to convince all your other friends that this person is close enough to you to be a bridesmaid when none of them know who she is.
When they've never heard of you before.
And she names you after her horse. But yeah, I thought it was cute. And I loved, as they're dealing with the conflict that arises in the movie, how the bride stood up to her dad and didn't just let her dad walk all over her. And I thought it was really great. So I would definitely watch this one again.
Yeah, I agree. And, we don't like every single Hallmark movie that we see, but we like a lot of them. And that's why we have this podcast, because we love Hallmark movies. And sometimes they're more cheesy than others. And sometimes, they don't land for one or more of us. But this one I really enjoyed as well. I think that Hunter King is, like you said, Danny, absolutely adorable. She's very likable and engaging in this role. Henry, the reporter, is not your typical model-esque Hallmark star. He's kind of nerdy, but their chemistry fits together, I think. And I looked up professional bridesmaids, and it's a real thing. I found a gal.
Is it really?
Yes. And her packages start at $2,500, which includes duties related to the shower, the bachelorette party, and the wedding. And she acts as a personal assistant to the bride, a social director, therapist. She does use a fake name and fake career. So nobody knows but the bride. The bride pays for the dresses and accessories and travel expenses. They come with a backstory, like we met at yoga class or we were in a college class together or childhood friend, whatever. And the reasons to hire a professional bridesmaid vary from needing to round out the wedding party, to have kind of a balance of guys and girls, needing reliable help because maybe your friends aren't as reliable. They're just there for the party. Or you don't have any close friends, which I thought was the saddest reason of all.
Oh,
But yeah, it's a real thing. But like you
wow.
said, that would be really hard because you've got all these girls that are close and likely have interacted with one another at some point. And then there's this new girl that nobody knows who she is. And she's like in the movie, she's a wine dealer.
And knows nothing about wine.
The names
Yeah, and
never
then you
come up.
have this stranger in all your wedding photos.
And you're lying to everyone.
Uh-huh. So it seems a little bizarre to me, but it made for a cute movie. I think Maggie and Henry had a cute, playful chemistry, and I loved the dusty lavender bridesmaid dresses at the end. Each one was
Mhm.
slightly different. I'm not a purple fan. I never have been, but this dusty lavender was so pretty. So yeah, I watched it twice and I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, I did notice that Henry, the reporter, he wasn't your typical Hallmark stud. He was, like you said, he was kind of nerdy and goofy. And I really liked how he actually seemed like nervous to talk to her at first. And like you could tell that he was developing a crush on her. And it wasn't this like debonair, confident, stud muffin. It was like this guy who was nervous and really liked this girl and was really sweet around her. And I loved that.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yep, I agree.
And so I'm excited to see Hunter King in my next one, which is a couple weeks down the line.
Yes.
Right now I'm forgetting the name of
Two
it.
Scoops
Two
of
Scoops
Italy.
of Italy. There we go. Yeah. So, okay. My second pick for the wedding roundup is Netflix's Mother of the Bride, premiered on May 9th of this year, 2024, starring Brooke Shields, Miranda Cosgrove, and Benjamin Bratt. It was filmed in 2 different resorts in Phuket, Thailand. So in Netflix's Mother of the Bride, Lana, Brooke Shields, is a successful geneticist whose life is turned upside down when her daughter Emma returns from living abroad with a surprise announcement. She's getting married in a month in a destination wedding. Adding to the shock, Lana soon discovers that the groom-to-be, RJ, is the son of her former college boyfriend, Will, who broke her heart years ago. As Lana grapples with the past resurfacing, she must navigate the emotional complexities of reconnecting with Will while trying to support her daughter's whirlwind wedding plans. Amidst the chaos of pre-wedding festivities and the stunning backdrop of Phuket, Lana confronts unresolved feelings and seeks closure. I really liked this movie. I love Brooke Shields. And I think that it's really neat to see a woman my age in a lead romantic role, where it's not just the focus of the daughter. Really, the focus is of the mom, someone who's in her late 50s, and she's still a viable, attractive woman who finds romance. And I thought that was really cool. And I love that Brooke Shields was able to show some of her comedic talent, because I don't think she's ever really been appreciated for how funny she is. She really is good at comedy. So I really enjoyed this one. And I thought that the mother-daughter duo was believable. Their interactions were really sweet. And yeah. And Brooke Shields, I think she's brilliant. I follow her on Instagram. She's so funny and so down to earth and real. If you haven't seen her documentary, Pretty Baby, it's a hard one to watch, but it is so good. And you just see kind of how her life started out as a young actress and evolved to the woman that she is today. So I really enjoyed this one.
I liked it. I totally agree with you with everything you're saying about Brooke Shields. I thought she was brilliant. She's absolutely beautiful. She's a very talented actress. I loved that the story kind of focused on her and her love story. The one thing that bothered me is that I didn't feel like her daughter, Emma, and her fiance, RJ, I didn't buy their relationship. I didn't feel like they had chemistry. And I truly thought that in the end, they were not going to get married.
I can see that. Yeah.
So, yeah, that part was just a little confusing to me because it felt like throughout the whole movie, they were building up this like, they're focused so much on social media and they're not really focused on each other. And we're not really seeing their relationship aside from their social media that they're trying to create. And so I just didn't believe that they were in love. And I really, really thought in the end they were going to decide not to get married. And then they did. And so I was like, I don't understand. I feel like they're not going to end up happy here.
I agree with that because I was kind of feeling like it was moving in that direction where we're not going to get married, but mom is. And that's how they were going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I wish that's the way it would have gone. I think that would have made more sense to me. And not even necessarily that they needed to break up, but maybe if they just decided we're not going to get married in this way, we're going to do it in our own way when we're ready. So that part I would have changed. But I loved Brooke Shields. I loved when they like her and all of her college friends ran off to the beach and like had their adults day out. And like it was just really fun to see them. Like they're all older and they're all acting like kids. And it was fun. And I really liked that. And I just love Benjamin Bratt. Absolutely love him. He's so handsome. He has so much charisma. He was great for that role. And her friend or Aunt Janice was played by Rachel Harris. And she is so darn hilarious.
So cute.
I mean, she had me just rolling. That was really cute.
And it showed that you don't have to take up knitting and just sit in a rocking chair when you reach a certain age. You can still put on a swimsuit and go to the beach and have cocktails with your friends and be silly and goofy like a young woman. Because it's fun.
Yeah. I love Rachel Harris. I've seen her in a lot of stuff, but she had a recurring role on Suits. So I saw her on that show a lot, and her range is so good. She's so funny. Her comedic timing is excellent. And I think it might actually be fun to see her in a main role in a TV movie. So yeah, I really, really like her. I started this movie actually when we were on vacation in California. I watched the first half of it and then I fell asleep. And so then I watched the rest of it at home and I liked it. I don't know that I would watch it over and over again, but I thought it was cute. I thought Netflix did a good job. But I do agree that I think it could have been a little bit more compelling of a storyline to have the younger kids break up and have the older two be the focus of the movie as it wrapped up. Yeah. Yep. So I also love Benjamin Bratt. And I don't think I've seen him in anything that I've watched since Miss Congeniality.
I haven't either.
And I still don't forgive him for breaking up with Gracie Lou.
I know. Who would do that?
I'm sure he just wasn't available for the second movie, probably, but
he will never be forgiven.
No, he broke her heart.
So what's your last pick, Jess?
So my last pick is 2 Tickets to Paradise, which is also a Hallmark movie. And this was not my original last pick, but I changed it because it popped up in my suggestions on the Hallmark Movies Now app. And anything that's in Hawaii is a yes for me. I'm going to watch it. And this one was released in 2019, and it stars Ashley Williams, who you probably know from How I Met Your Mother on CBS, or a whole host of other Hallmark movies like Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater.
Oh,
and
I've never seen that. Now I want to.
I know. And Ryan Pavey, who's known for Fourth Down and Love and A Timeless Christmas. And he's actually taking a break from movies. So we're not going to see him in anything for a while, which is kind of sad. But I thought they did a great job in this movie. The synopsis is Hannah Holt and Josh Wyatt have both just been stood up at the altar and they meet each other on their way to their honeymoons. So they keep crossing paths, and they also then run into each other at the resort at their honeymoon because the universe is trying to bring them together. Mm-hmm. So the whole movie is about how they spend time together, basically trying to comfort each other after they both just had their hearts broken, and what happens as their relationship starts to develop. So it was filmed in Hawaii, in a ton of different places in Hawaii, and also a few parts were filmed in Connecticut. And Hawaii is my favorite place in the universe. And so I recognized all of these locations that they filmed at, especially the Pink Royal Hawaiian Hotel. That's the hotel everybody wants to stay in Honolulu. It's so pretty. And I really loved this film, obviously, because it's in Hawaii. I loved the the concierge who worked at the hotel. I thought she was funny and engaging, and she kept the story moving. And I really thought that the chemistry between Ashley and Ryan was super dreamy. And I really loved the side relationship with Ryan's character, Josh, with his kind of adoptive mom and her partner. I thought they were super sweet. And I really enjoyed that. So, yeah. What do you guys think?
I have seen this once. It was a long time ago. So I think I saw it maybe when it was new. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to think back and remember. I remember really enjoying it. I remember it giving me kind of like serendipity vibes, how they keep running into each other after they've both been dumped at the altar. And I remember thinking that they had really good chemistry and it was really cute, but I'll have to watch it again.
Okay. Yeah. I just watched it this week. I had never seen it before, and I thought it was really sweet. I love a movie in Hawaii or any place tropical. Hannah and Josh had great chemistry. He's kind of the spontaneous guy, wants to keep moving. She's very much like me. She's the list maker. I make lists for my lists. And it's just that juxtaposition of Hannah showing him that you can be a little bit more organized and set some roots, and Josh showing Hannah that, you know, sometimes it's great to live in the moment and just throw the list out the window and go ahead and be spontaneous. And I liked that a lot. Cal and Nate, a couple that were staying at the resort as well, they were hilarious, fiercely competitive. Mm-hmm. What was the gal's name? The concierge, Kalani. I thought she was adorable. When they were going to go and make the flower lace, she says, "And now we're going to learn the art of making a lei." And I just cracked. Yeah, I thought all the characters really added richness to the film. Alice, who is the family friend, kind of played the mentor to Josh and kind of helped him find his path. And she was like Yoda, you know, or the Nana, somebody there to kind of bring him down and point out the obvious. And yeah, I love the themes of, you know, working woman, very structured, but realizes that she can throw that list out the window and be spontaneous. And yeah, I thought it's another win with a beautiful location, sweet story, love overcomes all. I really enjoyed it.
And I love that they went on their honeymoons. Mm-hmm. You know, they both were just stood up at the altar, but they both were like, you know what? I'm still going to Hawaii.
Yeah. And Ashley Williams is hilarious. I love her delivery. Yes. She walks into the honeymoon suite, and of course it's all decked out, rose petals and champagne and this whole dessert card and just everything romantic, flower bouquets. And and she walks in and she's like, okay. And they start to leave her, you know, to have her time. And she goes, "I'm taking the champagne." Mm-hmm. And all the desserts. It's just really cute.
Because they're frantically trying to clean everything up.
Yeah.
Because they know what's happened.
Yeah, it was really
I'm
cute.
Like, girl after my own heart. Yep, keep the champagne and the desserts. And I loved how when they show, because her ex-fiance is not really portrayed as like a jerk, except he left her at the altar. But they really show how they're not a good match, because when Hannah's talking to Josh. Sorry, is that his name? Mm-hmm. Josh? Yeah. When Hannah's talking to Josh about coconut drinks, he listens to her and he remembers that, and he takes her to an actual stand with an actual coconut that they slice off with a machete and they give you with a straw. And then when her ex-fiance comes into the hotel to try and win her back, he orders her a coconut drink from a restaurant in this plastic coconut. And he's like, you better drink that. It was $40. And she's like, this is not what I wanted. When I wanted a real coconut. I could have this at home.
And he was a total mama's boy too. He took his cues from mom. Well, I came back to try to win you back because my mom told me it was a good idea. Just go.
Oh, be still my heart. Your mom told you to come make up with me.
Well, and an interesting fact I looked up is Ryan Pavey insisted on doing the surfing himself, and he learned to surf specifically for that role.
Wow.
And so he's without a shirt in part of it. And I loved when Hannah goes, you don't have to put a shirt back on if you don't want to. Because he looked good.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, they had such good chemistry. And yeah, Ashley Williams, her little quips are so funny. And when she was Kehlani, you said is the concierge name. When she was warning her about the haunted Hawaii tour that they were going to go on, she was like really freaking her out about it. And the character of Hannah, she is just like running after her, yelling at her about, stop, come back. You need to explain this more because you scared me. And it's so funny.
Although I would like to go on a haunted Hawaiian tour. I think that'd be fun.
I think it'd be fun, but I prefer to do it during the day.
Yes.
More than nighttime.
Never anything scary at nighttime.
I mean, I might walk through holding your dad's hand with my eyes closed the entire time, but yeah, I could say I did it.
Like when I was 12 years old and I went to that haunted house with dad and I literally had my face buried in his back the entire time. I didn't look at anything.
Yeah. That's what we used to do. Like when I'd go with my friends is we would like be in a chain and hold on to each other and just close our eyes and walk.
And at that point, like, what is the point?
You paid good money to come in and see nothing.
But you're still terrified.
You're still terrified. Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our movie picks about weddings for the week. So next week is a full movie episode, and we are talking about a Greek recipe for romance, which I have not watched yet, so I'm excited to watch that.
Me too.
And that's another one that's part of Hallmark's Passport to Love. So be sure to follow us on Instagram at Love on the Pod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. If you loved this episode and want to hear more, please subscribe to the podcast as we drop new episodes weekly. All right. Have a great week, guys. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.